phone felt impossibly heavy in my hand as I stood in my living room, trying to process what my daughter-in-law had just said. "Oh, we already got married yesterday." Lena's smile was cold, calculated. "We only invited special people. Special people." For 3 years, I had paid their $500 monthly rent. I had furnished their entire apartment. I had filled their refrigerator when they had nothing. But I was not special enough. The pale pink dress I'd bought for her wedding hung uselessly in my closet. $200 spent imagining myself in photos I would never appear in. I had set aside $1,000 as a wedding gift. I had called my sister Diana with the good news. I had cleaned my house top to bottom, thinking they might celebrate with me afterward. All of it collapsed with those 4 poisoned words. Max finally looked up from the couch I had bought them. "It was intimate, Mom. Just the 2 of us and witnesses." But I saw the photos on social media. Lena's parents beaming beside the bride and groom. Her siblings toasting with champagne. Lena in a white dress I had helped finance with the $800 I'd given her last month for personal expenses. I saw everything I wasn't supposed to see. 1 week later, Lena's voice on the phone was completely different. Desperate. Almost pleading, "Renate, the rent is overdue. The landlord says if we don't pay this week, he'll evict us. You forgot to make the transfer." I remembered all the times I'd canceled my own plans to rush to the bank. All the times I'd eaten beans and rice so they could have what they wanted. "Lena," I said with surprising calm. "Didn't I tell you I only help special people?" The silence was so deep I could hear my own heartbeat. "Renate, I don't understand." Her voice trembled. "We've always been special to you. You're like a second mom to me." Lies. Sweet-voiced lies she used whenever she needed something. That night, I calculated the numbers. Rent, $18,000. Food and supplies, $7,200. Gifts, $3,000. Medical emergencies, car loans, repairs, furniture. $33,400 total. Money taken from my retirement, from the savings my late husband left so I could live my final years in peace. I cried that night, not from sadness, but from anger at the years of humiliation I had silently endured. I cried for the foolish woman who believed her money was the only thing she had to offer. The next morning, something had changed. I looked in the bathroom mirror and saw determination buried under years of compliance finally breaking free. For the first time in forever, I didn't check my phone for messages from Max. I didn't plan surprises for them or count bills for their expenses. When my phone rang, Max, then Lena, then Max again. I let it ring at the bank. I walked straight to Mr. Klein's office. "I need to cancel all automatic transfers, and I want information on protecting my accounts." His concern was more genuine than any interest Max had shown in months. "I'm not being pressured, Mr. Klein," I said, as he processed the cancellations. "I've finally stopped pressuring myself." When I returned home, 3 cars were parked in front of my house. Through the windows, I saw movement inside. They had keys I'd given them because I trusted them. I opened the door to find Max on my sofa, head in his hands. Lena pacing like a caged animal, and an older man I didn't recognize going through my personal documents on the dining table. "What is happening here?" Lena spoke first, urgency lacing her words. "Renate, thank God, we need to talk. This is Mr. Fisher from the law firm we consulted about your situation." "My situation?" I asked calmly. "I'm doing perfectly fine." Max looked up, panic in his eyes. "Mom, the bank said you canceled everything. We don't understand why." Mr. Fisher, gray-suited with an insincere smile, extended his hand. "Mrs. Richter, I'm a family law attorney. Your children are concerned about your mental well-being." I didn't shake his hand. Instead, I collected my documents from the table. "These are private. You have no right to review them without my consent. Mom, Max said with condescension, we're worried. Your behavior has been strange. First cutting us off financially, then ignoring our calls. We think you need professional help. Lena tried to take my hand. Renate, honey, loneliness affects people. At your age, confusion is normal. Confusion. Now I understood. They wanted to declare me mentally incompetent and take control of my finances. I am not confused, I said firmly. I am clearer than I've been in years. And you're leaving. Now. Mr. Fisher intervened with practiced reasonableness. Your children have documented concerning behaviors. They have a right to intervene if they believe your decision-making ability is impaired. Concerning behaviors? I laughed bitterly. Like deciding my money belongs to me? Lena jumped up. We never treated you badly. Everything you have will belong to us one day anyway. We're just speeding up the process. There it was. The naked truth. I was already dead in their minds. Out, I said, pointing to the door. All of you. Max stood angrily. We have obligations. The rent, car payments, the credit card you co-signed. You can't just cut us off. Who says I can't? For years I've paid for a life that had no place for me. Mr. Fisher placed documents on my table. We've prepared a power of attorney that would allow Max and Lena to manage your finances more efficiently. Just temporary until you feel better. I threw the folder in the trash without opening it. Lena started crying. Tears of rage, not sadness. We were counting on you. We made plans based on your support. Plans based on my money, I replied. Not my well-being. Not my happiness. Just my money. The next morning at 6 a.m. I was dressed and ready. I drove to Attorney Weber's office, a man who specialized in protecting elderly rights. What your children attempted is called elder financial abuse, he explained. It's a federal crime. We need to document everything and change your will to protect your assets. After reviewing my records, he whistled. 403 years. You could have traveled, enjoyed retirement. Instead, you financed 2 adults who didn't respect you enough to invite you to their wedding. We made a plan. Change all locks, install security cameras, open new bank accounts, and start living the life I'd postponed. That afternoon at the beauty salon, my first visit in over a year, I treated myself to the full experience. You look beautiful, Mrs. Richter, Cynthia said. But more than that, you look free. I finally learned to say no. Over the following weeks, Max and Lena tried everything. They called from different numbers. They drove past my house repeatedly. They brought a social worker to my door, claiming I was at risk, but I had Mr. Weber. I had documentation. I had Dr. Moore's psychiatric evaluation confirming my excellent mental health. And I had Eleanor, my neighbor who became my friend, along with her garden club, women who had faced similar battles with greedy family members. True love cannot be bought or sold, Eleanor's friend Elfrida told me. If you had to pay for it, it was never real. 3 weeks later came the lawsuit. Max and Lena were seeking to have me declared mentally incompetent and have a guardian assigned, giving Max control of my finances. In court, Lena performed beautifully, crying about my mental decline and how devastating it was to watch. Max testified about my erratic behavior and claimed I was being manipulated. But when Mr. Weber cross-examined them, the lies crumbled. Mrs. Schuster, when was the last time you called my client without asking for money? Lena couldn't answer. Is it true you told her she wasn't special enough for your wedding? Her face reddened. Mr. Richter, do you at 35 years old need your 71-year-old mother to pay your rent? Max had no dignified response. Our witnesses told the truth. Mr. Green, the pharmacist, explaining how he'd been tricked into signing a misleading statement. Dr. Moore, with her evaluation proving my excellent cognitive function. Eleanor and my friends testifying to my clarity and vitality. Finally, I took the stand. "Why did you stop financial support?" Mr. Weber asked. "Because I finally understood what I was getting wasn't love," I said clearly. "It was a commercial transaction disguised as a family relationship. My money was welcome. I as a person was not. Do you regret your decision?" "I only regret it took me so long." Judge Miller's verdict was swift. Mrs. Richter is in full possession of her mental faculties. Her financial decisions are completely rational and within her rights. This lawsuit appears motivated by financial interest rather than genuine concern. The request for guardianship is completely denied. That night, Eleanor organized a celebration with all our friends. "Today you didn't just win a trial," Elfrida told me. "You won back your life." She was right. 3 months later, I sold my house and moved to a beautiful apartment downtown. I donated half my savings to organizations protecting the elderly from family abuse. With the rest, I began living the life I'd always wanted. Traveling, taking art classes, volunteering. I never heard from Max and Lena again. Through others, I learned they'd moved to a smaller apartment, and Lena had found her first job in years. Perhaps adversity would teach them what my generosity never could. Some nights, looking at the stars from my balcony, I think about the woman I was a year ago, fearful, manipulated, believing she had to buy love. That woman is dead. In her place stands someone who understands a fundamental truth. Real love never has a price, and freedom is never too expensive. My name is Renate. I'm 72 years old, and I've finally learned that the most important person I have to love and protect is myself.